Hey sportsmen, the weather is awesome here in Michigan. Things are warming up. We still got a couple of ice fishing reports we're going to talk about. Well, actually one that's been hot. But stay tuned. We've got Higgins Lake smelt. We've got Holland, Manistee, Ludington to Frankfort, beach trolling, Browns and Lakers, out of sight right now. Saginaw Bay, the river's shut down, but the Saginaw Bay is firing on all cylinders. Big cranks, big fish, lots of fish. Ending up here in Muskegon, and they have got a crazy, stupid bite going on right now. Shallow water shorelines, marinas, bays for perch and bluegill. Stay tuned, Michigan is on fire. So hey, we're starting up with probably one of our last ice fishing reports of the year. But the guys up in 55 north have still got fishable ice. Now I'm going to exercise caution here and tell everybody to use common sense. Don't be going out there with pickup trucks and crazy stuff. But you can get out on places like Mitchell and Cadillac. But Higgins Lake right now is hot for smelt. If you love fresh, tasty smelt and want them easy to catch, right now, this time of the year, it's where it's at. 40 to 60 feet, super small tungstens, tipped with a single waxy or spike, have been out of sight for smelt. Lots of fish. We're seeing stuff on the internet of guys getting half a bucket of fish with 2 anglers. So get out there right now to Higgins Lake, take advantage of it. We've got cold nights, which is what's keeping this ice relatively safe. It's not been too terrible warm during the day, so we're not getting much melt, and the ice is staying really pretty solid. We've got good reports, people out there, locals saying, no, John, the ice is solid. We got 10, 12 inches of good ice. So get out there yet this week, this upcoming weekend. After that, I can't make any predictions. You know how the way ice gets. When it gets funky, it can go from good to bad in just a couple of days. But from the way it looks, we've got another week or two of decent fishing up there on Higgins Lake.
Jeff Miller here today with Traxstech. Just wanting to show you a little mount that we came up with for helping out with our fish hawk mounts out there. So a lot of guys hard mount these to the boat, but when we're going on our trailerable boats, or some guys just want a little more adjustability on them, this is just a simple plate that we have here with our little lift and turn adjustable knuckle design that we have built into it. So you can turn that and not have the sun blaring down in there, and you can see that at any given angle you want in the boat. So just wanted to share that with you. It's a little mount that we made up that fits all the Fish Hawk brand units out there. Check us out on the website at traxstech.com.
So hey, we're talking beach trolling, and we're talking beach trolling in a whole bunch of the western part of the state communities. Holland, Manistee, Ludington, Frankfort, the whole shoreline basically is susceptible right now to guys going out outside of pierheads, in front of river mouths, or anywhere you get wind-driven stained water that seems to heat up. The shallow, when I say beach trolling, I mean beach trolling. Now you see me in front of a spread of a Dreamweaver right here. I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite lures. I'm going to hold them up. I'm going to read them to you. The yellow leopard and the Craig's steelhead right there. Yellow leopard's Craig's steelhead. Why are colors like this so good? Because they've got fluorescence, they're bright, they've got copper base. You want to stay away from natural base because you're going to be in stained water. You're looking for dirty water, so that's why you want to stay away from the natural base lures. You want bright fluorescence. Super slims have been the best, and what has been working really good is anything from flat lines to 3 colors. Now, when I say flat lines, that's also going to be body baits, and we're talking about body baits, and there's guys pouring through the door here at Snug Harbor, so pardon the conversations, but body baits like Rapalas with an orange belly, a Fire Tiger Rapala is a great body bait for this time of year. Run that out on just your regular monofilament line. Then set yourself out of spreads, get you and a couple guys in the boat, and set yourself out with 1 color, 2 color, 3 colors on each side of the boat and a spread of super slims. Or you can put body baits on 1 color as well. That's going to put you in that zone. Where are we fishing? 12 to 30 foot of water. Typically what I like to do is when I find an area that's got the right color water and the presence of some fish, I like to troll one direction in the 12 and then turn and maybe come back in 25 to 30 foot of water. That way you never have to pull your stuff. and the fish are out that deep, so it's not like you're not going to catch fish on one pull or the other, and at times you can actually find that the fish will push out a little bit depending on the time of the day. But beach trolling right now all along the shorelines here in Michigan has been hot. Get yourself some Rapala 11s jointed. Get yourself a spread of Dreamweaver spoons and Super Slims in these bright fluorescent colors. Get out there, any size boat will work on calm conditions, and catch yourself some great brown trout and Lakers. 2.1 to 2.5 seems to be the ticket. Aim for 2.3 and you can't go wrong. Hey, are you in the market for a small outdoor shed, carport, or small storage building? Visit my friends up at Midwest Steel Carports. They'll travel anywhere in the Lower Peninsula to install your shed or carport for you. Visit them online at MidwestSteelCarports.com. So our next stop, Saginaw Bay. And Saginaw Bay right now is the place to be because the river, although it's been hot, is closed. It's closed, and it's closed all the way out until later in April. And so we've got to keep ourselves out of the rivers and out on the main lakes, whether you're on Lake Erie or Saginaw Bay. This week's Saginaw Bay we're going to talk about with big crankbaits. Now I'm going to grab a few off the shelves of my favorites, and I'm going to talk about them. Custom painted lures. This is a Bandit, Husky Jerk, P10. It's these size and types of lures that have been really effective both on Erie and Saginaw Bay for these early season cold water. Now these were painted up for us by our friends up at HL&S Customs over in Ashtabula, Ohio. Makes some great colors. Dave down from Domka Outdoors down in Monroe also has got some really good colors of custom lures. But the baits, the Bandits, the DHJ12s, and the P10s have been lights out. Now, where are they catching them here on the bay? They're catching them in 14 to 25 feet of water, slow trolling, 1.2, 1.4, 1.5 maybe on really warming days. You might get them to go up that high, but slow speeds. You're also getting them on contrast colors. You notice everything I'm holding here is a contrast color. You're going to want to use contrast fluorescent colors. Darker, lean towards the darker on cloudy dark days, lean towards the brighter on sunny, more partly cloudy bright days. Also, another tip for you is don't be afraid to run bait super high. Your two outside boards on bright sunny days, run it really high. Why? It seems like the females, if they're pre-spawn, are coming up and settling in the upper 6 feet of water to sun themselves, to warm their body and their eggs up so that they can go ahead and spawn and get on with their life. That's a normal early season pattern for big fish. I find a lot of my best fish, my biggest train wrecks, high in the column on these sunny days. So go after those with maybe a P10 that doesn't dive so deep. Nice slow wobbling bait. But anyway, right now, Saginaw Bay, 14 to 25 foot of water, big crank, slow, happening basically anywhere from the river mouth all the way up to the Rifle River, and I'm sure the East Shore has it too, but most of our reports are coming both north and south of Linwood Beach Marine. So hey, get out there, experience some great stuff. If you're in that area and you need some great baits, Frank's Great Outdoors right there in Linwood has got everything you need. They've got a full stock of everything. Joe, Andy, all the folks, Larry and Pete and everybody at Frank's will do a great job for you. Get some custom colored crankbaits, get out there and cash in on this beautiful early spring. You know, if you're looking on Saginaw Bay for a great charter, you got a couple of options. You got Captain Jay from the Fish Fly who gave us this report. Thanks, Jay, for that information. And I'm sure Captain Jay has got some openings there in Saginaw Bay. I know Jay also slides down to the southwest part of Michigan and cashes in on that early season coho fishing out of that South Haven, southwest Michigan area. So you can call Jay if you want to, or if you're interested in that early season stupid bite for salmon and silverfish down in South Haven. We also got Captain Lance Valentine from Walleye 101. Walleye 101 is a great instructional and informational website that will help teach you about fishing. In fact, Lance runs Teachin' Fishin', which is a weekly podcast where you can learn all kinds of cool things about fishing in general. So touch base with either Captain Jay from Fish Fly or my buddy Lance Valentine from Walleye 101. Either way, get out there on the water. If it's not with one of those guides, in your own boat. Hey guys, you know, one of the things to using Panoptics is the advantage of being able to look under things with confidence. We are fishing this little dock system here, and as you can see on the screen, we're seeing all kinds of structure under there, and most importantly, we're seeing the fish themselves swimming underneath that structure. Panoptics is an awesome tool for when you're fishing around structure and locating fish. So hey guys, we're talking here in our last report about Muskegon Lake. Now, we're here at Snug Harbor Outdoors, and it is just loaded to the gills. Actually, he got cleaned out this past weekend of some perch pounders, but don't worry, he's got a whole batch more coming in. He's got wigglers, he's got minnows, he's got all the bait here to take care of you. And like we mentioned earlier, the fishing here early season for shallow water pan fishing has been lights out on fire. Whether you're fishing from shoreline spots, from marina docks that aren't occupied yet because they aren't putting the boats in, or whether you've got a boat and you're going to just float around in the shallow bays here on Muskegon Lake, the bluegill fishing and the perch fishing has been fantastic here in the early season. Presentation, it's so simple, guys. It's just perch rigs, perch pounders, whatever you want to use, tipped with either wigglers or small perch minnows. That's all you have to do. And they're catching the gills the same way, right on those minnows. Now, you could go ahead and throw, if you were just targeting gills and you wanted to go slip bobbers and a small split shot and a small hook and maybe a small waxy or spike or something really downsized. Remember, cold water, you don't want big baits early season. You want smaller baits when you're talking about panfish. So try it live bait right here in the shoreline areas of Muskegon Lake. There's all kinds of marinas, there's all kinds of places to fish. Right here by Snug Harbor Outdoors is the state park launch ramp, and then right across the street from that, they've got Snug Harbor, a little place, a little accommodations place where you can grab a room if you're coming from out of town. But no matter what your fancy, get over here, talk to my buddy Don, get in, get some bait. They've got a wall full of the spring stuff for beach trolling, and Muskegon is right in that beach trolling belt as well, guys, so you can catch a lot of fish here beach trolling as well. But whatever you do, you got to get over here and experience this great early season panfish bite going on right now at Muskegon Lake. Hey, you know, with all this big coronavirus scare we got going on, we've got a suggestion for you, and all month long we're going to be talking about the places that we visit throughout the summer. Our Canadian folks that, as you know, they've all been shut down for the whole winter. So there's nobody up at our Canadian lodges right now until, mid-May. And this week's spotlight is on Mita Lake Lodge, right there on beautiful Mita Lake. So watch this cool little video about our last year's trip there. And if you're looking for a fun vacation, maybe you canceled some big plans to go to Tahiti or to Europe or to Asia where you no longer want to go and you got some extra cash, a fishing trip up north is about your safest bet. So this is our second year back here at Mita Lake Lodge. At Mita Lake, you've got several options. The first is their main lodge with everything cooked for you. You can also stay at their main lodge and not have your meals cooked for you. You can cook yourself right there in their comfy cabins there. In the first year we went to the lodge, and that was an amazing experience. This year we decided to come to the Caribou Island Outpost. Now the Outpost experience is just a little bit different. It's the same great accommodations, comfy cabins, all the things you need, a fish cleaning house, boat docks, but the rest of that is up to you. In other words, you're gonna cook all your meals. You know, one of the funnest things about the Outpost experience or the main camp experience is incorporating a bunch of your friends in on your trip. You know, don't just come with you and another guy. You know, it's just a lot more fun when you grab 3, 4, 5 of your friends and go fill up a cabin with 6 people. You've got stories to tell at the end of the day. You've got the experiences to talk about. You got travel companions on your way up and back. It just makes the experience a lot more fun. Now, hey, if you're just a couple, you and your wife, or you and your son or daughter trying to get away for an experience, I get it, that's cool. But the outpost experience is something you've got to try with a group of people where everybody's pitching in. Some people cleaning fish, some people cooking the meal, some people washing dishes, everybody throwing in to make the experience really enjoyable. Okay. You got the net, Rand? I'll need it. Probably the bigger one. Oh yeah, it's a nice one, Rand. It's a nice one, Rand. Wow. Randy and I are switching baits because this white thing is catching them. I don't want to give him my crankbait, but I want to show you. That's a nice northern right there. Hey, thanks for joining us on this week's Hot Bites Fishing Report. All 5 of these spots were actually hot bites. They're going right now. Get out there, whether it's on the ice, in your boat, or whether it's on the phone to John and Cheryl to book that trip to meet a lake. No matter what it is, get out there, enjoy some fishing, make some fishing plans, and relax. Everybody just breathe and have fun. This is kind of a tense time in America right now, but you know what? You almost can't get sick fishing in a boat.